Hey, what's up, Freedom Fighters? It's Dean Soto again. Before we get into it, go check out prosulum.com and freedomin5minutes.com. All right, so today we're gonna go for another walk on the old homestead. So I'm trying to make sure that I look at the camera right there, because I'm so used to being on this side because I'm using a different tool. I'm using my little smooth gimbal thing so that I can have like a little smooth video. So we're on the homestead, just going on a walk. And no, I am not a farmer. I'm just a man with a family and a vision and a plan, with chickens and dogs and so on and so forth. But I am a businessman first and foremost, a businessman. It is very important to me. It's very fun for me to try and find new ways to make money. The reason why I want to do these videos like this is to help you to do the same. So if you're a business person, or if you have always wanted to start a business, or today we're going to be talking more about finances, which is a very important aspect of business that a lot of people don't talk about. And I'm going to share with you my secret weapon that was taught to me. And in fact, when it was taught to me, I actually thought I was being swindled. Let's just say I thought that I was being put into a very, very, very bad place. But once it clicked and I understood what it was extremely powerful and worked really, really well for my business and family finances and so on. But anyway, there they go. Let's see if look at those dogs, Des and Troy, together they destroy. I got Luna Meister next to me. Let's talk business. Let's talk about it. Let's do it. So hopefully this gimbal stays, because I charged it not very much, but we'll see what happens. All right, so business, a big part of business is managing resources, and that is anywhere between managing suppliers, accounts payable, accounts receivable. If you're a veteran in business, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not, don't even worry about it, because we're not really going to be talking specifically about anything like that right now. However, there is one tactic that I've rarely seen anybody use. I've seen people use it to get out of debt, but they've never really used it in business. And once I found out this tactic or this strategy, it was life-changing. Actually, it was business-changing as well. And that is there's a lot of different names for it, but there's one company in particular that uses it and does it very well. They teach it. I have no affiliation with them whatsoever. You can go check them out. They're called sweepstrategies.com. They're actually based in Hawaii. And this concept basically turns debt on its head, in my opinion, the way it works. So we're taught, as we are living this, whether you're in America or other places, this works pretty much anywhere, and it literally revolves around using revolving lines of credit, which we'll go into in just a second. But this is so we're taught, right, that debt is bad, and if you listen to Robert Kiyosaki, bad debt is bad and good debt is good, and when you can use debt to your advantage, it can be very good. Of course, there's risk with everything, but as I explained this, it's much more risky to have your money just sitting in a checking account, getting that 0.00005% interest. In fact, usually you're actually having to spend a monthly fee in order to have that checking account now, as things happen to be. So that being said, make sure the boys aren't doing anything nuts over there, going into the neighbor's yard. No, they're good. They're good. So, so we're taught that the best thing you can do is keep your money in a savings account or a checking account. Pay all your credit card debts, like pay either the minimum payment, or try, if you really want to be good, add some more to that principal, get it going, add some more to that principal. And that is a great way to trap yourself with debt. And I was in the same boat. Hey, boys, get over here. Don't go that far. Come on, let's go, boys. Good boys. Okay, here they come. I was in that same boat, trust me. So I was introduced to one of my financial advisors, and he was having me essentially do this sweep strategy without me knowing it or understanding it. And what it basically is turning debt completely on its head. Okay. So like I said, we're taught to put everything in a checking account, right? Say you make, let's just say you make $5,000, because it's easier doing it this way, $5,000 a month. And your expenses are $3,000 a month. And you have $20,000 in credit card debt. So the traditional way is you get that $5,000, maybe every 2 weeks. So let's just say every 2 weeks you get $2,500. You take that $2,500 and you put it toward, you put it in the checking account. When expenses happen, you spend it, and you spend it, maybe or you have like just things that you want to buy, like movie tickets or things like that. You spend it, and then from there you're waiting for that second check, that second $2,500, right? That comes in, you put it into this checking account again. You do all your monthly expenses, and you pay that credit card bill. Maybe you put $500 toward that $20,000 credit card bill, right? Because you want to keep saving. You want to keep saving that money, right? So that you have that nest egg and so on and so forth. This is not financial advice, by the way. No financial advice given here. Do what you want. This is just you and I talking, walking, and enjoying the scenery over here on the land, okay? So the way that sweep strategies work, and I highly recommend go to I think it's sweepstrategies.com. Go and talk to them. They'll actually walk you through the whole process and everything like that. Super, super nice people. Rather than putting all that into a checking account, you have two options. One, get a personal revolving line of credit, or you can do even a home equity line of credit or something like that. Or two, if you just want to use your credit card, what you would do instead of doing the 500, I can already see the battery going off on my gimbal. We'll see how long this lasts. But when you have the 500, when you get the money, you can actually, rather than putting it into the checking account, you put it into your credit card to pay it down. Why would you do that? So you get that $2,500 check. You have a couple, you need to buy groceries, you need to buy all those different things. Well, when you, rather than putting it into your checking account, you put it into your credit card. Then let's say you owe $20,000 on that credit card. What does that do? It drops the outstanding balance from 20 down to 17,500, right? Well, can you use, since this is a revolving line of credit, a credit card is a revolving line of credit, can you use now that you've dropped it down, can you go and use that balance? Yeah, of course. Because the company's going to say, oh, cool, yeah, well, you paid it down. Yeah, you can go use that for groceries. You can go use it for whatever, right? But you have dropped it down to 17,500. And let's say you have $500 in groceries. You go and pay $500 in groceries. Now it's up to 18,000. The next check comes in, 2,500. Pop it all the way into your credit card, or except for what you need to pay for mortgage. Anything that can't be paid by a credit card, you would put into that credit card, right? So you pop it back. Let's just say 2,000 of that can go into your credit card. You had your mortgage, or let's just say 1,000 of that can go into your credit card, but 1,500 has to go into your mortgage. So you drop it down. You drop $1,000 into your credit card. That lowers the balance. you pay off the rest of your stuff, and you just keep on repeating. Now the next month's balance on that credit card is much lower. It's not going to be 19,500, which is what we were talking about by just putting 500 into that credit card every month. Now you're at like what? We went to 18,500. We're anywhere between 17,000 to 18,000, right? Well, the credit card company, what do they see? They see that as a payment, right? Can you still use that for your movie tickets? Yes. Can you still use that for eating out at restaurants? Yes. Can you still use your credit card for your daily expenses, groceries? Yes. You can use it for all of that, right? So the next month, you're doing it again, and you're dropping it a few $1,000s again, and again, and again. Your credit card company looks at this and goes, holy crap, these guys are paying. Let's bump up their credit score, right? Get another credit card, things like that. Well, when you do this with business, you do the same thing with a business line of credit. And here's one caveat. People ask, can you do this with loans? Yes and no. Generally with loans, unless you have like a 2-year, no payment, no interest, no payment loan, then yes, you theoretically could do this. But a loan, the difference between a loan and a line of credit generally is a loan is amortized. A line of credit is simple. So a 5% amortized loan over 30 years, you're literally paying like almost 100% in interest over that 30 years, right? Simple interest, you're paying 12%, annual APR and so on and so forth. We're tricked into thinking that that's a better deal, is to take that amortized loan, right? But what we really want is that revolving line of credit, that we put all of our eggs into that, drop it down, use it when we need it, put all the eggs in that again, drop it down, use it as we need it. And it works really, really well when you have a personal line of credit through the bank or a business line of credit, because what do? They calculate the monthly interest. They actually calculate on a daily basis. It's called average daily interest. So every time you push your balance down, you're paying less and less interest, because let's say you got your $2,500 check, and it goes down from $20,000 per day of interest to $17,500. Pretty powerful, right? Well, you can do this in business. Rather than keeping an ungodly amount of money for payroll and things like that in your checking account, you have a line of credit, and you're using that for your payroll, you're using that for your expenses. And when you bring in revenue, this is revenue. When you bring in revenue, you use that to pay off the balance on the line of credit, right? And use that to pay off the balance of the line of credit, and you're paying less and less interest. Of course, you could use a checking account if you have, whoa, there goes the gimbal. Gimbal, you okay, gimbal? Come back to me, gimbal. Of course, if you have no debt, that's good. But you can actually use this to invest in real estate and things like that when you actually have no debt, and you actually need to, and you're trying to buy stuff, right? Trying to invest in things. So there you have it. That's actually one of my secret weapons. This gimbal is going out, so I'm going to take off. One of my secret weapons. You should definitely check out Sweep Strategies. There's a lot of videos on there, up on YouTube, that are like, don't do the sweep strategy because you'll lose all your money and stuff. If you're making more every month than what you're spending, you have nothing to worry about, okay? It's actually a great way to build your wealth. It's a great way to build your credit. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, so take this with a grain of salt. But go check out people who do. It's worked really well for my family and I, my business, and so on. Highly recommend that you check it out as well. And there's other people who teach that system. But yeah, just give it a try. I've helped a couple of neighbors up here who actually do some work for me on the homestead and stuff. They started implementing the sweep strategy, and they went from being anxious about money all the time to being like totally present to their family. being able to do things that they never thought they would be able to do before. And that was within like a few months' time. So, you know, it's one of those strategies that once you get it, you'll never go back, because it's like leaving the matrix and you start seeing how things really function. So anyway, Dean Soto, Freedom in 5 Minutes, and I will catch you. Go check out prosulam.com if you're a business owner and you want some amazing help systemizing and delegating and creating a team that works for you. And check out Freedom in 5 Minutes. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.